There have been an enormous amount of covers over the years, and it's very easy to let some slip through the cracks and hear of covers later by huge artists that you didn't even know were a thing. So today on the channel, I'm going to share 5 great covers that you probably haven't heard coming right up. Hey, it's Russ from the Infectious Group podcast and here on YouTube. And as I said in the intro, I'm going to share 5 great cover songs today, but I would say that most people probably haven't heard these covers, and I would definitely tell you to go check them out. The first one that I would say is a song that most people probably would think couldn't be covered or covered well, and that's the band Everclear did a cover of Van Morrison's classic Brown Eyed Girl, but they did something that's hard to do, and they did it very much in their own style. So it's not the Brown Eyed Girl that you're used to. Same lyrics, but a completely different vibe than the original. And I really think it's worth most people checking out. Even if you don't like the band Everclear, I think you might like this different take on a very old song that you've heard many times. The next one is probably the least known of all of them that I have on my list. And that's the band, the Georgia Satellites, who, if the name rings a bell, you probably know them for their big hit, Keep Your Hands to Yourself. They covered a Beatles song, but not just any Beatles song, pretty obscure Beatles song. They covered a Ringo Starr song from the White Album called Don't Pass Me By, which goes hand in hand with the Georgia Satellites because Don't Pass Me By is like a country-ish song. Georgia Satellites are a southern rock band. But what they do with Don't Pass Me By, again, like Everclear, instead of just doing a straightforward cover of it, they really rock it up. Like it's a high volume southern rock song. So that's a great one for you to check out. The next one is an artist that people know covered a ton of different material because he famously didn't write any of his own material, but he has one cover in particular that I think more people need to check out, and that's Elvis Presley and Bridge Over Troubled Water. His version of that song is stunningly good. And by his version, by the way, I mean that he was performing it live mostly between 1970 and 1972. We always put the links for the songs that we discuss in these videos in the description. So I will link a version of Bridge Over Troubled Water down there for you to check out. But honestly, you could just go to Google and type in Elvis Bridge Over Troubled Water live, and whatever version comes up is going to be amazing. It's an absolutely fantastic rendition of the song. I've got 2 more for you, and the last 2 are probably the most unorthodox of everything that I have for you today. Number 1 is the band Blind Melon, who actually has done more than a few great covers that people should check out. But they did one that's a completely unexpected, and if you're of a certain age, you probably remember Schoolhouse Rock from when you were a kid on Saturday morning cartoons. The band Blind Melon covered the song 3 is a Magic Number from Schoolhouse Rock, and it's a fantastic cover. But the reason I would tell you to check it out is if you remember Schoolhouse Rock, then you're like, oh, that's got to be awesome. Even if you don't know Schoolhouse Rock, their version of 3 is a Magic Number is a great song to check out, whether or not you know the original or not. So I would tell you to check that out. The last one on my list, the 5th great cover that you probably haven't heard, is Prince from the Emancipation record, where he does more than a few covers on this record, even though it's not a covers album. There was one that was released as a single. There's another that people kind of know. But he covered One of Us by Joan Osborne on that record, and I don't think anybody was expecting that. I know I wasn't. And it's a great version. It's a little harder rock than it's still as slow moving as the Joan Osborne version, but it's a little harder rock, and great vocal, great production, and just a really unexpected cover, or at least for me at the time that it came out, from Prince. So again, we have been putting the links to all the songs we discussed in the video. So down in the description below, the link to One of Us, Bridge Over Troubled Water, 3 is a Magic Number, they're all going to be in the description below. So hit that up to make it easy on you to find all of these. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think of my picks and some great covers you think most people haven't heard. And as we always say, thank you so much for watching.